Hello everyone, my name is Priska Osayali of Gold Imperial Academy. Happy New Year! Welcome to our very first tutorial in 2021. We want to sincerely thank you so much for being with us in 2020. We look forward to a wonderful learning time in 2021. Today I'll be showing you a tutorial of how I made my beautiful jumpsuits. Let's get started. Today we'll be taking a look at how to make the flared jumpsuit. I have already prepared my one-piece jumpsuit block. Okay, this is quite big, so it may not fit into my camera. My camera may not be able to capture everything, but this is the back block. Okay, so I just converted it to my one-piece jumpsuit block, and this is the front. Okay, so we are still going to do, you can see that I'm not really done. Okay, I just prepared it. All right, so we are going to go ahead and finish it up and then convert it to our flared jumpsuit block together, and cotton fabric as well. Okay, so let's get to it. I use my straight trouser block, that is my basic trouser block, in creating this jumpsuit, the one-piece jumpsuit pattern. Now, while I was tracing out my basic bodies, okay, I have traced out the outer shaped seam as well because I want it to be free. Okay, I'm also going to be using my dart as well, okay, for fullness. This is my outer shaped seam and this is my inner shaped seam. So I've traced out my outer shaped seam because I want to use it for fullness. I do not want the garment to be tight fitting. It's going to be a loose garment, so I traced out my outer shaped seam. I did same for the back as well. Okay, so you can see that right there, the outer shaped seam and the inner shaped seam. Okay, so you can see that when I was matching my waist, I matched it to my inner shaped seam. Okay, so I'm going to be shaping out, right, I'm going to be shaping out the outer shaped seam as well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to blend the center front as well. Now you can see that I still have my center front slant right here. This is going to be a loose garment, so I wouldn't be needing this dart. I can either transfer it to my waist dart and use it as part of my fullness, or I'll leave it the way it is. Either way is fine because it's going to be a loose garment. So I'm going to fix a paper so that I'll be able to blend and draw out the crotch of my jumpsuit. So I'll quickly do that. So here it is. I have inserted another paper because I want to blend my center front of my bodies to the crotch of my block. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that. Here we are. I have blended the crotch on the front. Okay, so you can see it. Hope you can see that very clearly. Okay, I have blended that crotch right there, and I have also blended the crotch on the back as well. Okay, hope you can see it. I've blended the crotch on the back. Okay, like so. The side seams are also blended. The next thing I'm going to do will be to adjust my darts. Okay, this is the crease line. This line that runs all the way to the hem of the trouser part of the jumpsuit is the crease line. I want my dart to align to my crease line because I'm going to be slashing this. Okay, so I'm going to do just that so that my dart will align to my crease line. I'm also going to be extending my bust dart to my true bust line. Okay, I'm going to be closing this anyways, but I want to extend it to my true bust line and then redraw my dart. So I'm going to be redrawing all this Okay, I'm going to be redrawing this to align with the crease line right here. You can also notice that I have not cut out my armhole. That's because I want to make it into a kimono, so I'm going to be extending that. But first, let me adjust the darts to align with the crease line. So the darts are redrawn. I've redrawn my bust dart, my waist darts to align with my crease line on both the front and also on the back. Okay, this is because we are going to be slashing on our crease line. One other thing that I have also done is that I have also widened my hem of my jumpsuit. Okay, so I've also extended the length of the block a little bit by 2 inches because I want it to really be flowing. I want it to get to the floor. Okay, so this is it. So this is my block right here. So you can see it is all set. So all we are going to do now is to slash and spread. If I'm going to cut this the way it is, that means there will be a joining on the center front. So here is the back block. Okay, I'm going to be slashing now. Okay, hope you can see this. So I'm going to be slashing on the crease line all the way to my shoulder. If you have a shoulder dart, you can connect the waist dart. Okay, just draw a line connecting to the waist dart so that you can close the shoulder dart and transfer that fullness as part of your flared jumpsuit. I'm going to slash all the way to my shoulder because I do not have a shoulder dart on my block. Okay, I'm going to slash all the way and then open up my jumpsuit for fullness. I haven't drawn this, I haven't shaped this out. I only drew it all the way straight down, and this as well, I didn't shape it. Remember I said I used my straight trouser block, so I didn't shape it, I just extended it all the way to the hem. So I'm going to slash. Now when you are opening, you have to make sure that the opening that you have in front is the same that you have at the back of your jumpsuit block, except if your design calls for different fullness. However, I'll just suggest that you have the same fullness on both the front and the back blocks. So let me go ahead and slash. Done slashing now. You can see now we'll be able to open it up. Okay, we'll be able to spread it after slashing. Okay, so this is the back. So I'm going to move over to the front now. I'm going to secure this on another paper. Now for our front, you remember that we have a shoulder dart, and I have redrawn the shoulder dart like I said earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this. Okay, you can either connect or you can extend. So I'm going to slash all the way to my true bust line. The next thing I'll do will be to crease my dart. Okay, I'm going to crease my shoulder dart and close the shoulder dart. Okay, so just crease it all the way to the true bust line, and then close it. So I've transferred the dart to be part of my fullness. Okay, so you can see it. Okay, so this is it. So I'll be able to open this as wide as I want now. So you can secure this on another paper or just do it on your fabric. Because of the length, I think I'll just do it on my fabric. Okay, so you can decide to do this half length, okay, before you cut. That means it's only this part that will have the flare, but I want my flare all the way. So I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces of this. So what you just do is to write your cutting instructions and your grain lines. You can draw your grain line to indicate the straight grain line, and then your cutting instruction. This will be cut to, the back will also be cut to. So you add your seam allowances, 0.5 inches to join this back. Okay, on the side I'll just add 1 inch to join it back. Okay, please note that you may only use your inner shaped seam because we have fullness here already, and that is adding to the width. So I think I'm just going to trim this off. Okay, I wouldn't use my outer shaped seam anymore. I'll use the inner shaped seam. So I'll just add 1 inch for joining it back together, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw out my kimono. Okay, all right, so I made a few adjustments to my back. I did not want my slash line to get all the way to my shoulder, so what I did was to create a dart, all right, and then elongate my shoulder line by the value of the dart that I have taken, and then slash all the way to that point, and then closed the dart. However, you can also slash all the way to either your bust point or your cross back, and then slash again into your armhole to enable you to open up your block. So I'll be showing you how to stitch this. So when I was cutting, I cut 2 pieces for the front, 2 pieces for the back, and of course I notched where my seam allowance is. You can see it. Okay, you can see it. I decided to add lining to mine because this is a sheer fabric. Okay, it's chiffon and it's see-through, so I'd rather have a lining in it. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my machine and stitch up to the crotch level. This is the crotch right here. I'm going to stitch all the way to here and do same for the lining. I have joined the front, so I want to show you how I ironed it. I added fusible interfacing just to give it a little bit of support, and I ironed it flat. Okay, you iron it flat so the seam can lay well. You can see, you can't really see my seam, okay, except when you look very closely. Okay, so iron your seam open like this. So I've also done the same for the lining as well. So I'm going to be joining the lining to my fabric. Here it is. I have attached my lining to the fabric. Okay, you can do without the lining. You can cut just a facing for your neck region, that's fine, but for me, I want to give it a little bit of stability, so I'm going to be using a lining. I have added fusible interfacing, and also to the zipper area I did the same. I added fusible interfacing. It's gradually taking shape. I have attached my zipper. Okay, so my zipper is attached. You can see that it's laying well because of the fusible interfacing that I added in order to give support to the fabric. I added to both the fabric and the lining. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch the shoulder. Place the right side of the fabric together. Okay, then I'm going to do this so that I can have a neat finishing right there. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this way and do same for the other side. So after joining the shoulders, I'm going to also join the sides. Okay, but before I do that, I want to add a band, okay, to the round sleeve right here. So I'm going to do that once I join the shoulders. Shoulders are joined, right? I've joined the 2 shoulders and I've also added the band. Okay, so I'm going to be turning this up, so I'll do that when I'm done joining the sides. I'm going to join the sides. So to turn it up, you roll the band up and top stitch on it so it can stay up. All right, it's quite simple to do. So I'm going to go ahead and join the sides. So after joining the sides, the next thing to do will be to join the inseam. Okay, you match these two on the, turn it this way, match these two and stitch all the way, okay, on the inseam. So I'm joining the sides first and then I'm joining the inseam. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Please tag us on Instagram when you make your own garment. We are on Instagram at jgold_imperial and also on Facebook jgold_imperial. We have communities on Facebook for learning, Gold Imperial Academy and Gold Stitches Sew Support. We look forward to having you in our communities. Till we'll come your way again next time. Bye for now.